Kakadosh Boker Tov. We're continuing with the halachot of, this is Minetzochev Tzecha V'Deber Davar. Now we have an interesting question that arises is, are we allowed to do window shopping on Shabbat? So usually this is much more common in women than men. However, though, the halacha states as follows, you are allowed to come and look on Shabbat on the window, right, in order to look around and to benefit, even if your kavanah is to buy it after the Shabbat. The reason for this is that since a lot of people, they come and they benefit and they enjoy window shopping, which means they enjoy coming and looking around, look at this, look at that, right? They come, they look at the jewelry store and they start hinting to you that they want this type of jewelry and this type of thing, and they start going, this is something that they like, they enjoy. So therefore, even though you right now want to buy it after the Shabbat, it is not recognizable. It's not nikar. Now, if you remember, we mentioned anything which was not nikar on Shabbat. So therefore, as long as it's not recognizable that you're doing an isur, so therefore it becomes permitted on the Shabbat because of mimetzochet tzecha, because it's considered hirhurim mutarim. Remember, anything which is in your mind is permitted. So therefore, if you're going to come and start looking in the window, right, and the display, and there on the display you're looking, and now you want to buy something there, but you're only going to buy it after the Shabbat. So therefore, you're allowed to do it, because a lot of people, they do it for fun. They come, they start looking, they start enjoying themselves, so there's no problem. However, though, even though we just mentioned that it's permitted to look at the window and look at the different items there, you're not allowed to look at the prices. There would be because of Shitre Dioto, which we'll speak about later on, which means that the second that you start looking at a price, the price tag, that already becomes an isur for different reasons, because of the Mekachamem Kar, also the Ketov, and other things like that. But however, though, the actual looking in the window is not a problem. And the next halacha is about taking workers on Shabbat. What does that mean? Let's say I need workers, right, that they would come and they would do something of an isur for me during the weekday. So on Shabbat, it's prohibited for me to tell the goy, right, to come to me during the weekday. And not only is it prohibited to tell the goy to come to me, it's prohibited to tell him to get me other workers on the weekday. So for example, right, I've got here the goy that's working here. I'm going to tell him, you know what, I want you to come on Tuesday to build me a house, right? So that's prohibited on Shabbat. Why? Because I'm not allowed to come and to get a goy on the, not only that, I can't tell him to get me other goyim to do it. The only heter is that if it's something permitted on the Shabbat or on the Yom Tov, that is actually going to be a machloket acharonim. Yalkut Yosefi permits. So for example, right, let's say we didn't have a goy this Shabbat, and I need the goy. So what I'm allowed to do is I could go on the street and tell a goy, listen, I need you to do a few certain things, and I bring him in. I'm not allowed to tell him the price, but he comes into the, let's say into my house, to the Bet Knesset, and then he's going to start doing things which are permitted on Shabbat. For example, he's going to act as my waiter or server or whatever it is, right? Clean the dishes, do all those things, whatever that's permitted, that is going to be permitted. And the reason why is since what he's doing is only something which is permitted on the Shabbat, since he's only doing something which is permitted on the Shabbat, so therefore there's no problem whatsoever in the fact that I'm getting him to work for me on the Shabbat.